Welcome back. This has to be the worst creative job experience that I've ever encountered. Will I ever compromise my creativity again? No. And this experience really revealed to me how messy people can really be. We really undermine messy till you actually experience messy. I could discern that something was off, but I didn't think it would lead to this point. Just hold my hands when I tell you all of these things. There's a huge gap in discussions we have about creativity, and we are going to be talking about it in this video. And most importantly, you are going to learn from this. Hi my loves, and welcome back to my channel. It is I, JaraGeorgia, but right now I'm JaraB. If you know, you know. Wow, I'm actually really excited to be back full-fledged, and today's video is going to be a story time. Like I said, this channel is about me taking you through the lessons I've learned through my experiences in life, because we're all in this journey together. You guys know I will always take you through my weakest points, and most importantly, highlighting things that I think should actually be discussed. Anyways, thank you for sticking so far. Before we get into this story in particular, I just want to put this out there, because I know you guys were very quick to tap on this video. You want to hear tea, but I want to make this known. So this is a very quick disclaimer. This is not to shame anyone. This is not to defame. This video is centered on me sharing my experience, and most importantly, highlighting the hugest gap that I don't think a lot of people talk about, which is creativity as a business. I'm sharing my experiences and what I've learned about professionalism, boundaries, and most importantly, protecting your creativity, especially as a young creative in this industry, and most of us aspire to be in this space. So my loves, if there's anything you're taking from this video besides the tea, let it be the lesson and the keynote and not the drama. If you're wise, you will take some key things I'm about to say. So I'll start by identifying the gap that I really want to touch on, because I don't think we talk about it enough. Before I get into the story, a lot of us want to become a creative, want to learn how to edit, shooting, videography, directing, how to go online, to have a community. You're buying that masterclass, going for that course, you're in that TED Talk room, hearing this creative speak life into you, how to broaden your knowledge on creativity, wanting to expand your horizons on everything that has to do with creativity, finding your niche, be yourself, the great hook, all of these overwhelming things just to be creative. But now, nobody tells you what really happens after that. Yeah, I said it. You've learned that course, you have all the tools, you're attending that masterclass, you're editing well, or you're getting the audience, you are growing in that space. Nobody tells you what comes after that. Everybody just thinks you're telling stories and that's it. Obviously, opportunities come as well. And this is where the issue is, and people don't talk about enough, how to actually handle creativity as a business. I repeat, no one is talking enough about how to handle creativity as a business. Yes, you've gotten all the skill sets. Now that you've gotten all the skill sets, somebody likes your work. They want you to work for them. You want to apply for a job. How do you build structure around that creativity? How do you build structure around those skill sets? How do you build structure around your talent? How do you ensure that you have creative rights? How do you ensure that you're being compensated for your value? How do you maintain boundaries? How do you recognize when your creativity is being undervalued, overused, or exploited? And the truth is, so many people I know, including me, we've been a victim to this mess. We are talented. Some of you don't even know how to handle creativity as a business. Like, how do you know that, okay, this rate is worth my value? How do you know when somebody is giving you more than what they originally paid for? How do you ensure that, yes, this is what you're paying me for, and I'm giving you value based on this role, and based on what you've paid me for? So many incredibly talented people have gone through this. So what's supposed to remain quiet? I've seen and I've heard so many people who have kept so much work in their craft, in a project, emotional energy, and majority of us in this space still living situations feeling disrespected, uncredited, overextended, or creatively drained. And this is not just in the creative space, this happens in the corporate world as well. This is just me highlighting the hugest gap and what this story is really centered on. We don't talk enough about how to handle creativity as a business. Somebody has come to you, okay, I want you to work for me. How do you protect that? A lot of private sectors disrespect that aspect. So yes, while this is a story time and there is tea and there's drama, there is a bigger picture that I want you to look at. I want this to be a conversation about how to handle creativity professionally, because learning a skill is one thing, but learning how to protect yourself while you're executing that skill is an entire completely different topic and narrative that we do not talk about. And most of us aren't really conversant with media ethics. I don't think we talk about media ethics or laws that guide you as a creator. I don't want to dwell so much on that. It's very clear that this experience taught me the hard way. So without further ado, let's go to the genesis of the story, how it began, how I got the job, and how we ended up in this mess. To begin with, I want to give context. This is how I got the job. I attended a brand event some months ago. It was just girls. The brand event, you could tell it was disorganized. This brand was done in a public setting, meaning that it wasn't in a private space for someone to talk and you'd actually have full attention. When the owner kept talking, everybody just seemed very distracted. And actually, for most influencer events, most creators just want to come there, get their content, get their aesthetic, and go. Sometimes I do that as well. For me, I like to really understand what the brand is about. It really depends on the intimacy I see the brand is trying to build. And this one's actually quite intimate, and the person really wanted more from me as creator. Fortunately for me, I was sat across the table to her, so I was really listening. I and my friend were actually listening to her, and I'm someone who, I would say I'm curious, but I like to ask questions. Especially with brands, I like to understand the objective. I like to really know the value, personal value, story behind it. I was just like, oh, like, so what's the objective? Something to come off my mouth. I was like, what's the objective? Where's this heading? Because to be very honest, from the way the person was talking, it didn't seem like there was any direction. I'm not joking. I was like, oh, what's the direction? What's the objective? Because I have a lot of PR knowledge. Thank you to my school. I have a lot of knowledge on PR. I'm very much aware that every campaign, brand event is done intentionally. There is an objective, there's a key message, there is an aim. I could see that she was quite intrigued that I was really interested and invested. It was quite intrigued. So it was almost like, yes, we're all girls on the table, but both of us were having a one-on-one conversation on that table, and the rest would contribute or they would listen. It was a very chill day. It was really nice. It was lovely. No problem. Later on, saw it again. This time we're quite small. I would say it was more intimate, but it was at a cafe. And then everybody was just talking about, you okay, no, I talk about what you do. So obviously everybody was talking about what they do. I spoke about what I did. And then Honor would look at me and she would say things like, I've seen your work. You're actually really talented. I want to hire you. And I was like, you know, like, I didn't think too deep about it, honestly. What I've learned is that when somebody gives you subtle comments like that, it's a subtle cue. They're actually not joking. They're actually considering it internally. I really want to give a background about this creator, a perspective about this creator. It's a creator that I would say back then when I used to be a teenager, I respected this babe. I feel like when you were a teenager of 13, 14, glamorize all these influencers. And I'm the type of person that when people talk about this creator, I'll be like, oh no, she's actually on like that. Because I'm not a pessimistic person at all. I always find the lights in people. Just someone that I genuinely respected. I was so gassed that I was even at the event. But I liked her. I liked her work ethic. After the cafe brunch, everybody went their separate ways. But I noticed that there was a gap in following up with the creators or whatsoever. After everybody went their separate ways, obviously we were all familiar with each other. We comment on each other's posts, basic influencer acquaintance relationship. After some time, she messaged me, and at that time I was still in uni. Messaged me and she tells me that, oh, she would like for us to have a meeting. Yes, I'm not joking. I had a very open mind. I didn't know what it was going to be about. I was like, oh, fine, sure, no problem. She was like, you know what, like, we should have a physical meeting and she'd like to see me. And honestly, I'm someone who would actually pick physical over virtual. I just feel like with physical, you're able to connect more with whoever you're talking to. It doesn't have to be business, even in relationships, if you want to set the conflict. So I was down for it, right? The first time I wanted to see it didn't work out because there was just crazy traffic. Hey, let's actually see. So thank God, next time we planned on seeing, it was on a very lovely Sunday, so there was no traffic. So she came to the cafe, I came, and this is where we started conversing. When we were talking in the cafe, I did not know what this meeting was for. All I noticed from where she started the conversation from was it was very mutual. Basically like, oh, what are you doing now? What do you want to do for your master? How do you start content creating? I've seen your work is really good. And me commending her on her work, how I actually hold hands, I've been 40. And she was also commending me if I have really good content. There is something there. I know when something stands out and I see that in you. And I was like, oh, I think she went on to ask me about my hobbies as a creative. Whoa. I see what she did there, the direction of that conversation. Because at the beginning felt so grounded, it felt very natural. So I was just flowing, talking about all the things I love. I love editing, I love storytelling, I love creative directing, I love filming. I'm literally like an all-round creative. My hands are so skilled. I spoke about how I used to do lashes in school, hair. I'm just very crisp. My hands are just blessed. She just nodding her head like... And she also spoke about what she's working on, having a very catch-up conversation, right? I didn't know where it was heading. Then we got to ask me what I thought about the campaign, which is taking us back to the event. And one thing about me, I will tell you the truth, how I see it. I don't owe you anything. Even if you're my guy, I will tell you the truth. And I tell you the straight truth, how I perceive the entire campaign, because obviously you guys remember, I asked her what was the objective, said certain things, and everything crumbled in like a month. It did not work out. I knew it. Team, like, it was just awful. And I broke down the gap, what could have been done better. Really, really telling her how things could have been from a PR perspective, right? Kept on breaking all these things down to her. And she was actually very receptive. She was really listening to me. She was also giving me feedback on why this didn't work out and everything. Then she started talking about she's tired of working with Gen Zs. Gen Zs can be unprofessional. Her videographer ghosted her. One of her assistants ghosted her. Just like tired. Actually very serious about how unprofessional Gen Zs are. And I know millennials complain about Gen Z. People Gen Z. Articles. I've met very productive Gen Zs. And I don't know. At that time I didn't deep it as much when she was complaining. And I was like, can't lie though. Gen Zs can be somehow. Which was a thought process I wish I wasn't indulging myself in subconsciously. Because what I didn't know I was doing at the back of my mind was that I was conforming to the things that she was saying. Please, when you go in a meeting with someone that might potentially give you a job, have your personal judgment and let that be in your mind. I was so close to saying that, okay, that's kind of a red flag. Why is everybody leaving? But I pushed it aside like, no, because of my previous knowledge of this person and also the established identity I have of this person in my head, not to be that type of person that should be the problem. Do you understand? So those are the things that you should take note of when you're talking to people. Have your personal judgment, have your personal discernment, stick on that till you're clear. After a lot of talking about what we love, basically she likes my style, likes what I do, asking me how do I see her brand, how do I see her personal brand, and I was just breaking everything down constructively, how I saw it, what can be better. Whenever it comes to things like this, I just flow. And then she was like, this is where I come in. Actually, it was like, this is where you come in. It's like, oh, she wanna hire me. Huh? At that time, I didn't know how to feel about that. And when she said this is where I come in, I was like, oh, I'm listening. And she was like, I would love for you to work for me. She has 3 brands. They started talking about her 3 brands. And I was like, okay. Then she started talking about YouTube, how she doesn't have time. I was like, okay. Basically, she wanted me to handle 3 of her brands and she wanted me to be editing YouTube videos. So that editing of YouTube video was a no for me. I don't even know why I even thought about it. I mean, it depends, we transfer. But then later on, I thought about it. No, there's no way I'm going to pour my editing style in somebody else's video. I want my style to be my style. I'm not going to give her my Jara essence. There was no way I was going to do that, not at all. And like, how much are you willing to pay? All of this responsibilities depend on how much you want to pay. She looked at me like, to be very honest, that something was also excited because this is somebody that for social media this is somebody that I don't know if I should put on the level of lavish. Her lifestyle is very lavish. The babe has money and she loves to show that yes, I'm a very premium glamorous babe. The list goes on. She should have an idea of what she wants to pay me for this task. We had not yet deeply discussed it, but basically she wanted me to edit and I was like, I'll get back to her, but like right now, what's the offer on the table? How much do you want to pay me? Get back to me by sending me like a document and a draft. I would love to see the document first and I will get back to her my own rates. So I use strategy of letting people tell me how much you want to pay me. Usually people that know like, okay, they can actually pay more, but she didn't say anything. We left, said our goodbyes. She would get back to me. She was going to send me some of her vlogs to edit, do starters for Jara. When it comes to work, I respect that because times as an editor, what you want is different from what your client wants, and it won't entirely be your style. So you have to be very open-minded with clients' feedback. Something I've also learned from a director and editor's relationship when it comes to film. It has to be very open client, so I didn't even mind. I didn't tell anyone. So after we left, she sent me the documents like a day after. Guys, let me break down if you will. When she sent the document, it stated being PR strategist and creative director for these 3 brands in 3 different industries. I was so lost because it's not what we discussed. So you already highlighted that she had 3 brands. I was like, okay, fine. But now she wanted me to play these roles for these 3 brands. And it was just complicated. There was no clear direction. The roles and expectations were not clear. It was just clouding on top of each other. So I actually clocked what she was trying to do. For the first brand, you're creating and producing content, you're modeling for the content as well, also doing social media managing, posting on Story Daily. Second brand, doing influencer management or also creating content, campaigns as well. Third one as well, creative direction, campaign, content. Like, bruh, do you know that in the job market, that entire task for one brand is done by an entire team? It is very specific to a person. But let me even get into that. We'll get to that later. With all of these things, that's how much she wanted to pay Jara. She kept it on the document. I really wish this was real time. You can comment what you think. If you wanted to pay me 200k. This babe wanted to pay me 200k. The way my jaw fell to the ground when I saw that document, I don't understand. That is way below my normal rate as a creator. Talk less of the amount of things you want me to do. I didn't reply her. I actually didn't reply. I wasn't going to reply. At that moment, I was too in shock. I was in so much disbelief of this rate that you want to pay me. They put in modeling, content creation, creative directing, PR strategy, campaigns, briefs, done by an entire team or different people specifically tied to these roles. One person. I don't even know why I even thought that could work. 200k. I did not reply. So this was when I actually started to tell my friend. So I told one of my friends, right, we had like dinner. This is someone that has a high discernment. When I told her the person, she's like, bro, no. Girl, she's going to use you. Girl, don't do it.
Girl, don't do it. I did it.
I hear her. Yes, people might say bad things about you, but I like to go there with an open mind. Sometimes that thing can really shoot you in the foot. And this time, it actually did shoot me in the foot. Even aside that, I've heard messy things about this person. So far, so good. I've not sensed anything like that. People can be bad. Everybody's a villain in somebody's story. I'm a villain in somebody's story. We're all not good people sometimes. But maybe with work, like you're different. It'd be like that sometimes. Already telling me I shouldn't. I had an open mind still. After that, I didn't follow up with her because I knew she'd be so mad. Another time when your friends tell you something, because one of my other friends, I told her about it and she was like, girl, pray about it, be careful. I don't think you should, I can't lie. When I was telling them about the offer, it was very clear that with this amount of role or who this person is, yeah, you know what, something can actually come out from this. But I will be letting my personal brand go for a while. It's very clear that realistically, I'm not going to have time for JaraGeorgia. I'm just going to be pouring the entire Jara essence into somebody else's business, into somebody else's work. It was almost like my mind was playing games on. I was just gaslighting myself that, you know what, time is not in a hurry. I'm still come back and do content. I will find a way to build structure around that and around my life and to show up for me regardless, which is bullcrap. Nah. After like some time, she actually double texted me. Oh, how did you see this document? I was like, yes, I did actually. I saw it and this is what I think. And I sent her this episode telling her that for the amount of things you're telling me to do, I broke everything down. I cannot equate my value or whatever I'm going to be pouring into your brands for this amount. I was even so respectful saying it because when I saw that, I was like, Azal. I was so disappointed because the one I put here, I can't lie, sometimes when brands or even like a person wants to pay me less, it makes me feel like you don't value me or don't even still value my work. What do you mean want to pay me 200k? My work and you think you want to pay me 200k? You want me to do all that for 200k? I felt very insulted. Oh, this is how she sees me. There's no way she's paying her videographer 200k. But you get what I mean? There's no way she's paying her videographer 200k. I was a bit thrown off. But I was very respectful in the chat. It doesn't equate my value and I can't work with that. I can't. We can maybe negotiate and come to a common ground, but I cannot work with 200k. There is no way. Because me, I operate on value for value. I hope you're taking notes. Value for value. If you give a brand your rate, let's say your rate is 700k and the brand is saying that our budget is 500k. Tell the brand it's value for value and I will give you that value of 500k. This is why I actually tell brands, you want to pay me 500k? No wahala. So like, I can take the money, but I will give you that 500k value. Don't expect me to exceed. That's why sometimes when you see me go all out for some brand, I go all out because they actually pay me my value. But if you see me want to go below, the below is so insulting that you just have to snub them or tell them I'm not interested. But sometimes the below is considerate that you tell them like, okay, you know what, I'll do it, but I'm not going to give you that value because you don't want to pay me for my value. So I'm going to give you value for value. On pay me 500k, I'll give you 500k value video. Because people don't understand that there's a lot of cost that goes into production or even executing content, any form of production. So I was just telling her, looking at all these things, right? So like, oh, we should have another meeting. We went back and forth for a while. After I sent her a pistol, she did reply. I was like, okay, that's the end. I was still in school at that time. I didn't hear from her again and I got other jobs. I had other priority and I was really working on my final year project. I literally forgot about it. Although she was commenting and really engaging with my posts, but maybe she just decided not to go on with it. You know, maybe she found someone else. It's just my assumption. So the moment I posted, I did my defense. She just messaged me. She was like, oh, following up on our conversation. We had a conversation in March. I'm not joking, I had it in March. This babe is texting me in June. Who wouldn't forget telling me to follow up on our conversation? So good morning, good afternoon. I'm actually just joking right now. On a serious note, I was very shocked. What I actually thought I was like, oh, like I didn't think we were proceeding with this anymore. I never heard from you. It would have been very decent for you to just tell me that, okay, Georgia, I hear you. I will get back to you. I can tell that you're still in school. So once you're done with school, I think we can have a better conversation because you have more bandwidth to handle the roles like I want you to do. She didn't say that. That was exactly why. So she should have told me at that time that you still wanted to work with me. I already assumed that you didn't want to work with me. So I already removed that aspect from my mind. I have like some commitments now, so I don't think what you originally proposed, I mean, that was never gonna work. We have to reduce the workload because I have like personal commitments now. I think at that time I still clocked that. How would I let my first man go? Some way. Don't talk about her. She didn't apologize. We were just like observing me and wait for me to be done. She didn't think it was going to be an issue, and like, okay, let's have a meeting. It was a virtual meeting. We spoke on phone, and we're just basically talking about PR, my knowledge on PR. One thing that I really love my school for is that we're very hands-on. So we're actually do PR campaigns. We're pitching those campaigns. She gave me case studies and case scenarios. I was answering them. This is how you handle this from a PR lens, how to handle crisis management, all that PR jazz, right? And she was just really talking about, have I seen anything happening lately? Does her brand? And I was like, oh, if we do some research, yes, we have that meeting. Okay, so can we come to common ground on this offer? So we're able to reduce the workload. I told her that I cannot do YouTube. That YouTube was a no-go for me. I want to edit like Jara for Jara and nobody else. I told her for the first brand, I can only creative direct. For the second brand, I can do content. For the third brand, since it hasn't been launched yet, we can put that on a pause for now, in terms of how much you want to pay me for that. So let's just focus on the two ones that are rounded now, and you can pay me for that. I told her point blank 1 million. We reduce the workload until we came to a common ground. For some reason, I decided to censor the final quote. But now, I don't think it will make sense for you guys to have a heavy context on what really happened. So in the actual sense, from 1 million, this was negotiated from 700, 600, then 500. And since we were focusing on one brand, 400. Then December, 500. And from her lens, since we're focusing on just one brand now, that did not still work for me. Still did not make any sense. So this is where I messed up. In my mind, I was like, okay, you know what? Because
I was never good, yeah.
Oh my God.
Why
Oh
good, yeah.
my God.
I started to tell myself that it wasn't about the money. I'm also someone who's very big on experience. Everybody was telling me no. I told my sister, I said, don't take that, the worth mark. You know what? For the experience, you never know what's gonna grow from here. Do you understand? It's not about the money. It's really about the value. Oh no, pay person will tell you that one. No, get your goddamn money's worth. Get your money's worth. Don't do for the experience. It's not internship. It's not internship. It's work. It's work. On a him set my own. No, I set my own. I literally had to just say that because Georgia. Oh god. What I was looking at was the opportunity that might come out from this. Most important, what I can actually find in myself. Doing this myself. Let's take it on. The money doesn't suffice. Very big on taking risks. I have a very risk mind. I guess I'll do it on my own. I never say no. Yes, let's try it. That curiosity and risk comes at a risk comma. Like about 10 commas. That's about risk. So we came to a common ground and I agreed. So this was the biggest red flag I should have not ignored. I asked for a contract. Now that we've come to common ground, how far? Where's the contract? She kept on giving me excuses for like 3 days. Actually, I've been taking notes of all these red flags. Let me tell you something. The signs are always there. The signs are always there. You just want to enter and swim, learn the lessons the hard way. What's the contract? After dawdling and staining on it, she told me, let's put these on a probation period. To that probation period BS, I don't believe in that shit. If you really want to work for you and you've gone to their page, you've questioned them, you see how good they are, pay them their money or come to a common ground on how much you want to pay them. So she actually wasn't planning on paying me at all. I didn't reply for a while and I was like, oh, I don't understand what you mean by probation. Then she was like, oh, it's not like I'm not going to pay you. I'm going to pay you. I'm not going to pay your full money. I don't understand, but it's still the same role. What does probation have to do with this? I didn't come to you pitching myself, telling you I want to work for you. You came to me, broski. Dario, I was on my own. I didn't even double text you. You came to me telling me you wanted this and that, and now you're telling me you want to put me on probation. I don't understand. It's like, oh, working with people in the past. This is what they always say. Oh, you have to see how it is for a month. It's still the same work I'm putting in. So I'm at a loss if you're not gonna pay me the full month. Just how it is for her. What did I do again? I said, okay. Where's the contract though? She's like, oh, probation period. We don't need contract. She was like, oh, when it's finally grounded, we can now sign contracts. Let me hold your ear now. Hold your ear. Let me tell you this. If anyone ever tells you that, it is the biggest BS ever, and walk away. Don't even crash out, just walk away. So that's the beginning of disaster. I don't even know what made me. I know what made me. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Someone that I have admired, someone that I have watched in the past, I follow on her story. She talks about certain principles. So I gave her the biggest benefit of the doubt. Guys, people are not who they are online. Oh god. People are not who they say they are. If I tell you who I say I am, you can believe me. You can. But people, your fakes, they are not who they say they are. I'm not kidding. They are not. They are all performative as try to make yourself look, but they are literally the opposite in person. I actually gave her the benefit of the doubt. I was like, you know what? She's a fellow creative. You know that I just finished school. I don't think she'll do me like that. God, Georgia. I was giving her grace in my head. Bruh. Okay, fine. Now, this is when the actual work began. I structured a meeting, I made briefs, I made documents because we didn't have external structure because of our internal structure was so terrible. I dedicated my time. I took it as my baby. Every PR person or a brand manager or even someone handling an agency knows that you have to take that brand as your baby. I took that brand like it was my baby. I saw her as JaraGeorgia Beauty. I made documents, I was pitching, I did analysis, comparing us to other brands, proper PR analysis, strategy, what can be done better. I identified the key gaps. So there were so many gaps. I can't really go in details. I really broke down so many aspects. Then this is what we can do better. And most importantly, we did not have a brand story. Our brand story was centered on a face. We want a story. We're in a generation where people want to connect rather than looking good. Basically trying to position the product itself outside the faces that represent it. Having to have the product to stand on its own, having to have the product in store placement, and people are able to decipher and be like, yes, I want this product because of what it can give me, how I attach to it. There was no internal structure at all. I was building structure. Mind you, they were never having meetings. What if you're not having meetings with everybody in the sector? There was no meeting, there was no follow-up. It was almost like just operating on vibe. And if you're familiar with PR or branding, you know the importance of building a mission statement, a vision statement, because all of these statements leads to the entire brand objective. And you ensure that in everything that you're doing, you're falling back. What's our mission statement? What's our vision? What is our overall objective for this brand? And this is what I was very intentional about in the beginning, because in my eyes, it's a baby. In the business world, we're still babies. We're not even competing as our competitors. If we're competing with our competitors, maybe just visibility, because the creator already has a lot of visibility. But the product itself doesn't have that substantial value, essence that will make consumers see that this, they will vouch for it. That was the aim I wanted us to get to. Consumers attach themselves to the brand. I created a key message. All of this were spoken about. I pitched it. There was no structure. I made a date for having meetings. So these were things I spoke to her about, and then I translated everything into documents and PDFs, and I sent it to her. To the point where I started comparing it with brands like Beauty Hut, who has actually been so successful at not just being like another beauty store with different private beauty sectors, but audience and girls can really attach to the brand, to the point where they were so smart enough to curate the Beauty Hub tribe. Challenges. Obviously, it's not the same market set of product placement, but understand where I'm leading to. Outside aesthetics, outside visibility, what is really the core value of your brand? People have to see that, but they just see a popular face and luxury, glam. It doesn't really feel inclusive. The videos I've rolled out in the past doesn't really feel inclusive. And the person who was handling the page before did a very poor job at really maintaining engagement with the audience. So these were things I was really talking about, because when you have a clear vision statement and mission statement, you're able to tie everything down towards what you really want to achieve. Yes, we'll have profit objectives, campaign objectives, marketing objectives, but we need to have core branding objectives, what we want to get from that, what we want to position ourselves as. So we not make this about PR, but you get the jazz. This is what I am about. I was very intentional. I wanted us to really take our time to be intentional about this thing. Nobody's rushing. We're still making money. We just have to position things better and be more intentional. We need to do a lot of deep research and know exactly how we're positioning ourselves. So when people see our brand, they'll be like, okay, something is different here. Okay. But and if you oh god. You see the briefs I made, everything was beautiful, was standard. I was so proud of myself. Guys, I actually fully abandoned my brand for like a whole month or two. That's how long it's not as. I abandoned everything I was doing regarding to me. I was dedicating my time. I would stay online, watch videos, reviewing case studies on Google Scholar. I'm not joking. I was rooted in this. I want it about me. If I want to be intentional about something and it's paying me, I'm just a very value-oriented person. I just want to deliver value. You will get value, don't worry. I will pour my all. But it's almost like she wasn't baby wasn't getting the count. She wasn't getting it. What is the kindest way to say that? She wasn't seeing the vision. She didn't care. She did not care about brand story, message, PR. She did not care, because after I sent her this stuff, she didn't acknowledge it all. From the structure, she didn't acknowledge it. She would reply like 3 days after, and then they'd be busy posting her trips. I don't understand. I'm still very much new to this thing. I need you on board. I need you here. I need you to be kind. I also have things I'm doing too, miss. We need to be on top. I need you to have a higher energy than I do, because this is my baby, but this is more of your baby than my baby. Okay, reply me, girl. girl to reply me late. She won't even acknowledge my feedback. It just felt like the opposite of the vibe I was getting in person. She didn't even say good job. Oh, I like this. This is my feedback, and like break it down. Nothing. She didn't even see it. I'm not joking. She would just give me an update. Oh, this is what I expect this week. Do this, do that. I literally just sent you the fairly expected feedback from this. How far? Question mark. And then he would tell me how she started, like how she started in the business. And I'm like, no, like that's what I mean by brand story. Got to a point that I could tell that she was a bit frustrated. The whole brand story, mission statement, message, positioning. She didn't want to be involved in it. I could just tell. She just wanted me to do it, take over. She just wanted rollouts. When are you going to start posting? I'm like, oh, like we need to establish these things first internally. Let's be clear so that we're aligned moving forward. Obviously, if we make mistakes, we would continue. We have to be aligned internally before pushing out anything. The babe was talking about let's roll out. But from the first day she employed me, this is the onboarding process. Before I even started doing all this mission statement, brand story, like, oh, can I have any documents or any reviews that has to do with the branding so that I'm familiarize myself more with the brand? I never sent it. Okay, fine. Want content. Because obviously we had not yet filmed content. We weren't filming content for that month. Can I have some PNGs or B-rolls just to use as tools to post content? She still did not reply me. I had to keep reminding her after every freaking audit to the point where it's me Google Drive link. It's based, and the link just contained video of girls doing a particular challenge, like this Sarah Award, and people were uploading their videos for Sarah V. I'm asking Sarah V to give you PNG and V-rolls, and Sarah V sending you Sarah Awards people's video. That's what she did, and I was so lost. Even bother asking again, but I could already tell that her heart isn't really here, my head isn't really here. So I just went to the website. I was taking screenshots. I had to go on Canva, remove the background, had to make my own. You want to roll out? I'm asking for simple things you're not giving me. I was super annoyed. As all these things were happening, I was always telling my sister, crashing out almost every day. My sister just looked at me, she was like, I told you not to. I told you to leave. In fact, leave now. Forget about the money. Just leave. Red flags are already too much. Just leave. I was like, no, I'm already in. I need to get my money. I was realistic. I need to get my money. I'm ready in. I need to get my money. After I really highlighted the fact that I didn't acknowledge like anything I sent to you, she said, man, they sent me, oh, we have a mission story, a brand story, we have all of that. I just wanted to see your own interpretation. What the fuck are you trying to do? Like, what type of game are you trying to play with my time? What type of game are you trying to play with me? Which one is I wanted your own interpretation? What's the point? And guess what? That time until today, she never sent the supposed drafts that they have of their brand. She never sent it. She was just putting on an attitude. And honestly, working with a lot of brands and also companies I've worked with, I've learned professionalism on so many levels. I've learned not to take this personal because people can mix emotions with business. I've actually got the feedback, oh, don't take anything emotional. If you get any feedback, it is for the brand. It's not about you. It's about the brand. So do not get emotional. Do what the brand wants you to do. Go back and forth and ask for approval. I didn't take it personal. Okay, you know what? I'm getting to know her. And this was something that we discussed. Like, okay, on our way, would we synergize and like understand each other better in terms of like creative direction? Anyways, fast forward, I started rolling out content, story content, page content, and they were really good. Nobody knew it was me. I never told anyone. Nobody knew. I only posted on my close friends one time that if you know me, that's my voice. It was one where I did the voiceover and it was so good. It was hungry me too. Talk about how like I was the one behind it, but I didn't say anything because I could already sense how sketchy things were. And honestly, I'm a very private person. I don't really say something until like it's established. And thank God I did not. If not, I think it would have been more chaotic than this. Anyways, while all of that was happening, she never for once acknowledged, no feedback, not even like I like this, but this. She wasn't saying anything. Over time, I began to decipher the fact that I think she just wants to focus on her personal influencer brand, and she just wanted to save costs by solely employing one person to handle every form of her business. Period. That was what I clocked because she wasn't giving feedback, wasn't saying anything, and she was actually viewing it too. She would view, wasn't liking, she was just viewing. When on one day I didn't even post, and she was like, oh, you posted it. I was like, oh, you're watching. Just things like that, right? She actually just wants someone to come and post. A pop-up was coming up. We're planning a pop-up. For this pop-up, where I really wanted us to establish our new key message, our new tagline, like who we are now. We already had a perception, but we wanted people to see that there is more depth towards the product itself, other than it being owned by a very known influencer. That was like an opportunity to really do a campaign that we let people know that, oh wow, it's something different. We just had the idea that something is different and we're intrigued. I think I want to be part of this. So that was the plan. So I started pitching that aspect. I started pitching the key message. Guys, I was pitching and pitching. This thing will reply me late. Guys, and all of these things I'm doing do not make any sense. Why did you sign up for this? I was crashing out to my sister every day. They reply me late. Sometimes she replied me like 3 days after. And it got to a point that I can't even lie. I would say it became aura for aura. For me, I match up energy of people that I work with. For example, the company I work with, I've been working with them for almost I think it's almost 2 years now or a year and a half. When I tell you that I've learned so much behind the scenes, I have learned what gives value. Everybody's always talking about how people love our marketing, you guys love our content, or you guys love the quality. The brain behind it, our CEO, she does not goddamn play. Doesn't goddamn play. And that shows, that energy shows in how she operates. And every staff, including me, has clocked it. So nobody is joking. She doesn't play. Nobody's joking, including me. Which you find the content producer, digital marketer, sales team. If basically a staff, how do you find these people? And she's like, oh, I found them. They're like, okay, how much do you pay them? And when she tells them, they're like, I can't pay that amount. Oh, that's the problem in this country. You want value, but you want people with their value. And that's why you can't even mess up. Because I'm paying you a good amount of money, a good value to deliver romance. And that's why we're scaling. At the company, everybody has a specific role. As little as content for just TikTok. Everybody has a specific role. I, as a staff, I have a specific role. There's no confusion. It is very clear from the onset. It's something I really, really respect. So you that you want to save costs, hire one person to manage 3 brands, be creative director of 3 brands. Where do you really want to see great value? Now that this one person you hire is trying to even break this thing down towards having structure in all places, look at how you're acting. You're not even reflecting the energy of I want this for my brand. No. You know what? I feel like if you want to be a founder and have someone run the fucking company. There's actually a thing with psychology and motivation at work. There's actually an entire course on that. Psychology, motivation at work. Apart from the fact that people are skilled at their work. Because I can promise you, you can hire the best graduates from every school, put them in a company. If you do not treat them well, if you don't pay them well, if you do not give them value, they will not give you value. And it's not even intentional. Period. First of all, how much do you even pay them? How do you want people to be motivated? Things are hard. These don't even go away from the story. People that already want to pay them their value. I can't lie, could sense that this person isn't serious, so I wasn't as proactive. I was wasting my time. Or reply me 2 days later. Once I'm in flow state, It doesn't take you much. At least reply me that same day. Or reply me in an hour. Or comment and tell me, oh, you're busy. That was something we actually agreed on. Be in check with me. Let's see the guys. It's you and I right now. Mind you, I am still in the onboarding process. You're supposed to be guiding me. So this is the so-called probation period. You're supposed to be my right hand. You've been running this for how long? So you should be able to guide me on certain things. But that wasn't the case. Pop-up was coming up. I was drafting mood board, creative directions on how our pop-up should be, how we should stand out. So mind you, while that was happening, I want to give this scenario because to show how unserious she is as well. But second brand, which she sent out PR packages to them. Guys, sent out PR packages 2 months ago. And I am a content creator. They sent me a PR package 2 months ago. And she wanted me to follow up with them, telling them how they got in their package. They should kindly create content and post. Me, as a creator, I will not reply. He sent me this thing 2 months ago. Now 2 months after, telling me I should post it. They're not even paying me. You're already so unserious in my eye. You're not paying me, fine. You then come and say after 2 months that I sent you something, post. That was what you wanted me to do. So I did that. I actually followed up with them. Guys, guess what? I felt so embarrassed. Thank God nobody was me. Most of them were replying me, telling me that they were never sent anything. But they're so lost right now. And they had to go back to her. This is replying the day after. I had to go back to her and tell her that. So what the creators are saying, they're saying that they never got any package. And she was like, the person that handled it before, she only messaged some of them. Why are you not clear on this thing? Why are we even following up with them? It's already 2 months after. Might as well slide. Let's hope you know some of them personally that I can just say, I beg, do some content for me. They have to draft another message again, apologizing to them, telling them, okay, like, you know what, we want to send you something. This is what we want to do. Now, I go back to the same boss. Tell me in the onboarding process, won't she have sent me some pictures of the product so I can send to them? So now, at the ending of the message, I told them that also if you're interested, pick any products of your choice. Now, we need pictures. Oh, hi, can I have pictures? I need to send it to the creators. I need to pick it.
We don't have content of any of the products available right now. I think you can come in next week so we can create content.
So we don't even have any picture or any 3D model to show these creators for them to pick their choice. Why did you now make me proceed? Guys, we were talking about them have a headache. Why are we following up with them? Why are we sending them something and we don't even have it? We don't even have a picture. There's a lot that has to be done here. There is a lot. I was having headache on my behalf or on her behalf of it, but it's happening. Now coming back to the One thing I got to realize about her is that she's not contextual. So what do I mean by contextual? Don't give context, you don't give details. Just give a very plain do. I want you to do this. I want you to show me a mood board. That's it. With context, someone would understand you better. This was what she was very, very fond of. So I planned the entire mood board for a pop-up. So now this is where the issue was coming up because the pop-up was happening in a hotel. And I was like, okay, what's happening? Because she was already planning what we were wearing. I knew a friend that her brand was coming for the pop-up. She was telling me how brands were booking rooms, like your team. People were basically booking rooms in the hotel that was very close to the venue. So I would follow up with her, like, okay, like, what's up? Are you booking like a place? Like, what's going on? She'd ignore me as usual. Mind you, I made in my head, guys, I live on the mainland. This place is all the way in Lekki. I don't know if I'm going to go and stay at my friend's place. I don't know if I'm getting a place. You see anything. While we were prepping for the entire couple, I already got used to her replying so sluggishly slow. I really did not take her seriously anymore because I'm very, very intentional about depth. When it comes to creativity, I like to dance. Let me say that again. When it comes to creativity, I like to dance. I like to play. I love to have fun. Of course, you make mistakes. It can be chaotic, but I have fun. I see the chaos as fun. I see me trying to figure out what works. This works. It's so fun. I love the winciness. It makes me feel like a kid again. Like whenever I'm creative, whenever I'm editing, have fun doing it. When I'm working with people, I expect us to be having fun. Creativity is never linear. Even script writers, a script is never finished. A script is alive. Even at post, even on set, same thing happens with creativity as well. And branding and strategy. You're never really done branding. You're never really done the market. You're never really done with the campaign. More and more still come. More is still building. That was the dance I really wanted us to have with this project, but she was not matching that energy. And honestly, I really work on energies. If energy is low, I'm low. Not replying. Okay, giving attitude. You're not acknowledging me. Okay, to the point where I went out to dinner, and this was even the same pop-up period. I went out to dinner with my friends to help her take the pictures. Mind you, it was literally around 11 p.m. entry 1 a.m. and this babe is messaging. I was waiting for her reply since. As usual, she never acknowledges anything I say. I know the last text I sent to her was actually me addressing it because I don't want you guys to think I'm just crashing out here. I didn't say shit. I said I made it clear to her that please, we are trying to be intentional here. We're trying to build structure. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the brand. We're still at a stage where we cannot be carrying our shoulders and be acting reluctant. We need to be freaking proactive to get to where we want to get, to surpass our competitors, to really change our brand narrative and story. And this is how you act. I actually made it very clear to her that I do not appreciate the fact that you are replying me by this time. It does not help me. It demotivates me. I don't work like that. Like, that is not my work ethic. She ignored it. Guys, she actually ignored it. She said my time, my way. Did not reply it. Then she replied me that night, a day after, sending me some things that I should design. Pull up. Design. I'm not a graphic designer. I actually need to start specifying roles and be very specific with what you want this person to deliver. Because as a creative, this is why I regretted saying I do this, I do that on that first day. When you say things like that, they will extort you, they will exploit you of all your creative juice. So obviously I can do graphic design, but you didn't employ me as a graphic designer. Neither are you even paying me that way for the crazy things I'm wondering. I was so lost. I didn't reply. I was so thrown off because we kept on going back and forth. And at that time, I already made up my mind that I was leaving. I just wanted to get my money and dip. During that dinner, I was literally crashing out to my friends. Like, girl, I finally told her the she was like, why did you? Girl, like, I already decided this. I don't know what you want me to say right now. Like, she sent me a text the next day that I told her, you sent this thing by this time of the night. Those are not working hours. No, because you actually have to respect me. Why are you sending me something by that time? You want me to deliver at that time? So I told her, like, oh, like, you sent this thing to me by this time and you do not acknowledge what I told you. You can't be sending me things this late. You can't be replying me late. Well, she ignored me. At that point, I clocked again when it comes to communication and human relations, she didn't. I followed up with her and I simply asked her, okay, what's the movement like? What's the arrangement like? Like I said, I live on the mainland. I have to plan myself and know what's happening. She did not talk about it. And we had this group chat. Nothing was mentioned in regards to the movement of this entire thing. Honestly, if I'm not informed, I am not showing up. I did not show up. She only reacted to the text and she told me that I should design something, which threw me off again. Like I said, it was already clear that she was just big on, I don't want to hear all this story. I don't want to hear all this thing. So I designed it, which was something that I compromised. I am not a graphic designer, but guess what? I did it. So if I complain tomorrow, but you did it, why are you complaining? Again, without any context, she just sent me an inspo from a very big foreign brand. She was like, well, I want you to do this. In my bandwidth, I actually did do it. I feel like those were the things I was shocked about. I can actually replicate something. I was happy with that, but I wasn't happy with how it came. And even executing it to the very perfection. She used it during her pop-up. And then she sent me something else to do again, basically without any context. And I did that with the other design and she just reacted to it. But this reaction thing I'm talking about, probably like maybe a day after or like 9 hours later. And honestly, I was already thrown off. I can't do this anymore. I genuinely can't. Day one of the pop-up came. I was expecting her to say something. She didn't say anything. I was following up with the story. Everything I pitched, including the key message, including the mood board, where the entire pop-up was there. My creativity was there, but nobody knew who was behind it. Of course, she was talking on a story about how she was preparing. Of course, she did her contribution as the CEO. I was just watching behind the scenes. Is this really happening with them? What's genuinely going on? You know, like maybe after all, she would reply me or say something. I followed up by texting her actually. I think it was day 2. And I just simply said, hi, her name. I noticed that the pop-up continued. I never got any feedback from you. You never told me anything about the movement. I don't know what's happening right now, but I wish you the best. If you need any help, I'm here. Did you not reply? I was like, okay. So day 1 came because it was a 3-day thing. Day 1 came, day 2 came, day 3 came, and day 4 came a day after day 3. I think it was around like 7 p.m. Mind you, while all this was happening, I was already designing next pitch for the 3rd brand, the color palette, the brand voice, the brand tone, all of that jazz. I just see a notification on Instagram telling me that I have lost access with that account, the business account. Oh, if I still had access to the 2nd brand, I was kind of lost. And then I was just like, you know what? If anything, she would communicate or like say something. I mean, this is business. This is your colleague. This is work. Could say something. Nothing. I didn't hear anything. Okay, I'm going to give her some time. You know, the pop-up just happened. Maybe she's relaxing. When she has my time, I'm going to say something. 3 days later, nothing. I have this friend in Canada. He and my sister were the people that were following up with me in real time. My frustrations. I was actually even showing them chat. I'm frustrated. This baby is unprofessional. She's unserious. It's demotivating me. I'm tired. My sister was on the opposing side of just leave. But he was on my side on the fact that, you know what, just get money and go. This baby has actually been messy. I'd heard shit about her. Get money and go. And I was like, okay, fine. I've already done my part. I'm not leaving without getting paid for the amount of efforts I've poured in and for the amount of time that I have sacrificed for this. So all those times I used to crash out to him and tell him how I felt about how she was acting. He had a friend that was there actually. They were very good best friends. So he would be there on the call. He would hear this and be like, he was just there on the call. Like they'll be driving together and he's in the car. This world is so small because if you know me, I'm not really online or active. Neither do I really follow up with Snapchat stories or Instagram stories. I wasn't online. I don't care to really be online. He calls me and he's like, are you good? Are you good? And I'm not. So, oh yeah, I'm good. Like, what's up? Are you sure you're good? I was like, sir, I'm okay. What's happening? I was so scared. I'm trying to tell you guys what I thought it was. What do you mean? Am I okay? Like, what's going on? What's happening? He goes to tell me that his friend that was in the car hearing me talk about the situation, he has his girlfriend. His girlfriend is the type of, she's chronically online. She highly consumes a lot of Nigerian influencers. She follows up on their story, very engrossed into like blog, gist. Obviously, she just called her man, gisting her man like, bruh, you don't believe I saw this girl's story. She was talking about how her assistant ghosted her, how she had to handle the entire thing herself. She went ahead to post screenshots of the conversation she had with her assistant. She was raving about how she has to do everything herself and nobody's always there to help her. This is what he told me that she said she told her man. First of all, who the fuck is your assistant? And he called to me that, oh my god, that is why she wanted me to do everything. It was giving her assistant actually. She just had to polish it by saying, you know what, I think I kind of respect you. So let me just give you PR strategist and creative director. You don't afford a full team, in-house team to actually build structure. And it's not just give it to one person. Anyway, when he told me this, guys, I was stunned. I was speechless. I shot myself in the foot, in my head, in my chest. Everybody's opinion of the past was just flying through my mind, saying, I told you so. I told you this babe was messy. I had to check my phone, check our chats, like, this babe has texted me. You know what? Let me calm down. If she called me out or if she posted my picture or my name, obviously she's very popular. My very close friends would actually start calling me like, yo, this babe is talking about you. And mind you, like, I didn't even tell anyone that this is what I was doing. Nobody even knew it was me. But obviously, those who knew that I told, they knew. That's why his friend told my friend. When he heard the gist, like, he just knew ASAP because of the story sounded so familiar with my story. But obviously, there's always two sides to a story. But when you hear from that person's story, and obviously, she has diehard fans. I'm like, oh, sorry, mama. You don't deserve that. Mama, you do so well. Mama, you're so hardworking. It didn't make me realize how a lot of Nigerian influencer celebrities really polish themselves to make themselves like they're the backbone of what they really do, but they're really not. I was really stunned. When that thing happened, I unfollowed her, she unfollowed me. By the time I wanted to check, my story already expired. So I didn't even know the type of things she reposted. I didn't know what she said. All I know was I heard from that person. And it was too accurate for it not to be true. His girl had no idea about this case. So I was just stunned. And he was like, oh, I should join them to be on a group call. And I was just like, no, I'm good. I don't see the point of joining a group call. I just feel like it to infuriate me more. I might have made very impulsive decisions because one thing about me, I do not let anger get the best of me. I have dealt with anger all my life, that I know how to regulate myself. And I just know when the devil is trying to toy with me, because anger makes you do stupid. The Bible actually meant when it said that anger will lead you to be very, very foolish. I was really angry, but I wasn't going to act on it. I had to just sit down, reflecting so much or what could have, would have, should have, cause we both know it's not true. I was just really pained because, like, obviously nobody really knows the truth, and in her close circle they will know it's me or whatsoever. It doesn't show credibility on my side. Nobody will hear my heard the story. You never really know who you meet in future. That was just like my aspect. Apparently, from what the girl even described, she blurred out some conversations, some screenshots. Obviously, it's media framing. There's a way she would frame it. There's a way she would present some conversations like it was intentional. Meanwhile, she didn't post when I was following up and asking her how far. She didn't post the prior discussion. She didn't post when I cleared her and I said, oh, you cannot be replying me this late. We're trying to achieve something here. Nothing like that. I was just really angry at that aspect. And also just remembering when my friends were just telling me, girl, don't do it. Then it hit me. It really hit me. Wait, I don't think she's gonna pay me. I don't think she's going to pay me. And that was exactly what happened. She wasn't. And I had to be very wise about my follow-up actions. I can sue her, I can take it all, because honestly, I'm not the type of person to be messy. I do not exchange mess with mess. So she really showed how messy she can be. Let me tell you something. Do not allow someone's actions alter your behavior. Don't do trade by barter, aura for aura. It depends on the type of aura. In some situations, if you know the type of person that you are, do not alter your behavior. You need to be so wise and really think about your next action. I am not a messy person. If you like call me out, I will not be messy like you. Let's take it up. The people here, let's take it up. Let's go to court. They think they're making it a big deal. No, but like the court is actually a place to settle. Let's not be messy online. It's going to be another influencer versus this influencer. See what's happening. No, this is even me advising you. If you're ever being dragged, do not want to come online and explain yourself. Do not do that. Yes, it depends on the level of dragging. Some you can actually be very strategic. Someone who did that smartly was Amy Okoli. People were dragging her with how expensive her journals were, and she made a video not trying to explain, not trying to downplay anybody who can't afford it, but she really broke down the intentionality of that journal. She went ahead to really break down why it's of high value, how she hand makes these things herself, the cost of shipping, how she actually just said, you know what, it's even low on production because she makes it herself. It's not for everybody. In the kindest, most professional, ethical way. I was like, this babe understands media ethics and media training. I mean, she's a lawyer. What do you expect? And if you're smart enough, you will learn from that. You will actually learn from that. Like, she's really smart. Or like some people who will just ignore and act like nothing happened and just ignore it. Ignoring has a certain extent, but some things you have to strategically position yourself in so that you can still sustain credibility. So I was handling with Grace, right? And even on top the messy thing she did, I was still expecting a form of tech for her to say something. So we're not friends. We're never friends. This is business. And you've already gone to your community to rant and share screenshots and make yourself look like the victim. Okay, are you going to still address it in the DM? You have a problem in-house. You've not settled that. Nobody stole from you. Nobody ran away with your money. All we've been trying to build a structure, creative direction, ensuring that the pop-up goes seamlessly. You refuse to reply, and after your pop-up, you go to your Snapchat story and your community should pity you. This is what you go through. This is why you don't like working with Gen Zs. Now, going back to the people that ghosted her, I understand you now. That was when it actually clocked me that, wow, this was why they all left her. This was why they all wasn't replying her. This is why they all ghosted her. This is how she acts. And it reflects on the people she works with. That was when I clocked it. It was there in the beginning. I ignored it. So I didn't hear anything from her. And this was when I started thinking of what to actually do. Now, legally, I can't take it to court. Guess why? I couldn't take it to court, neither could I sue her. Not defame me, didn't put my full name. There are requirements for you to take it to court. There was no contract.
Oh! Now this thing, they make me vex now.
There was no contract. I didn't sign a contract in the beginning. That was very, very careless. Very, very careless. Not ever indulge in any form of business or job without a contract. Even if they're putting you on probation, let there be a contract that states that you will get paid no matter what. I agree on a common ground in terms of the rates, but you are to be paid. Don't let anyone deceive you. If they try to gaslight you and tell you, oh, we can't pay, internally, that is none of your business. Tell them this is your personal contract. Have your term. I'm telling you, people that have their terms, they see shiggy, because now I have my terms and I see shiggies and I should have known better, but now I do. Have your own terms. Tell them that these are my terms, these are my contract terms. Read it, and if you're not aligned, we can't work. If you're aligned, good, we can go on. But if you're not, let's just hold up here. Let us put full stop here. We can't move on. I didn't have a contract, guys. There was no way I was going to fight for that money. That wasn't going to be the babe that would be posting on her story and give me my money. Give me, guys, no. You can say, you really didn't want it. No, there's some things for the sake of peace, for the sake of how you perceive yourself. Don't do that. Except you have grounds. If I had grounds, if it was a contract being signed and guarantee that she's going to pay me money, I would actually be like, oh girl, like pay me my money out there. But I had no grounds. Guys, I never got paid to this day. Every single thing that I did, I didn't get paid. And even seeing it right now, I'm still disappointing. That was when my eyes were red. Say I'm not compromising. Shit. With no entity, with no brand, and with no body. I wasn't going to compromise. I wasn't going to do. I'm okay. No, this is business. I'm not your guy, bro. Pay me my money upfront. Pay me 50% upfront. This is why sometimes people be so strict, because nobody really cares about you. Be selfish about your business. I'm not drinking. So yeah, she never said anything. I actually typed an epistle to send to her. I never sent it. I genuinely let it go. It took me a week plus, and it was still some time before I let it go. I was genuinely hurt for myself, disappointed at myself. Like, everybody told you, your friends told you. Guess the biggest thing of all, I didn't pray about it. Did I get convicted? Yes. Did I push that conviction away? Yes. And that was why, even on my story, I said, there's a way God is not punishing you when you disobey, but there's a way He will still prove to you that, my daughter, I told you so. My daughter, I am still the way. But you know what? I'm not going to punish, but you will learn. You will learn from this, but I will still show you grace. Because that was exactly what happened. All I did is I went on my story and I posted this. I just basically summarized how I felt. I'm sure some of you might have seen it. And I even had to highlight that I have never, ever come to address anything online. Never. I didn't even directly address it. I just said, oh, you hired someone to build structure, but you are literally denying that very structure. You are literally pushing it away. You don't respond on time, you don't communicate on time, and you had the audacity to go to your story and say no one did nothing for you.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
We're all alone. Your videographer ghosted you. The person who was with you before literally left you, and you think you're not the problem. Joke's on you. And I was just like, what's the point of posting on social media for validation when you can't even resolve the issue in real time with your team? I feel like that was the period where I actually started clocking why people despise influencers. You don't like creator, we're fake, we're messy. It's people like you who literally drive that narrative. You don't know. And all I said was that a brand is not sustained through influence, aesthetics. It is sustained through ethics, through discipline, through structure. Social media isn't a place where you fake structure. It's where you show structure that already exists. It's really about the internal thing more than external. Once the internal is dead, show in the external. And over time, long run, it really did show. Everything I was saying about key messaging, positioning, brand story, and objective, it really did show. That's what I'm going to say. Number one thing this thing actually taught me was discernment. Obviously, the legal aspect of getting contract right. Sometimes listen to your friends. When everybody is saying the same thing about somebody, just leave. I feel like this is actually like a common knowledge at this point. Everybody is saying something. If it's not about you, like, oh, you can't do it, that one is different. If it's about someone and it's just like the same thing, and someone that you don't really owe shit to, I can't lie, don't try and test the waters. And again, the red flags were always there. Through the conversations we had, through how she was acting, through how she was even speaking, signs are always there. In all aspects, business, relationships, everything, friendships, any form of relationship, the signs are always there, but we choose to ignore it till it gets to the magnitude and you're builder and it clocks to you that, oh wow, the signs are always there. Most importantly, it made me realize that obviously God doesn't punish you. He lets you see why. The Spirit said no. He lets you confirm that, oh wow. He just alters it into a sense of confirmation. This is why I should pray before getting into anything that can alter your life, because I was literally willing to take a pause on my personal brand just to focus on somebody else's business and brands. Things will happen for a reason. If you sense a misalignment from the very start, do not ignore it. Don't even try and let your mind see the light in it, because when you're a good person, you can try to convince yourself to see the light in things, people. Sometimes you can really shoot you in the foot. When God says no, He is protecting your peace. It is mercy in disguise. Not be angry at God when a door is closed. Trust in God. So I clearly acted in accordance to my will. I want the experience. I want. And I actually got the experience. Shaky. I started looking at it in the light of, you know what, these are the type of lessons you learn in your early 20s. Your early 20s, your 20s in general, right from your teens to your 20s. This is the time to make all the mistakes you can. Then from your mentors, see their mistakes, see everything raw. That was why I was like, you know what, for the experience, I say no. Let me just say yes. Because that's a risk. This is just one of it. I am going to learn the stakes, and this is just one of it along the way. It hurts. It's very defeating. It was just very disappointing to see how someone I used to admire, to see how they would childishly twist the story online without even having a conversation with me. It's bizarre. No communication, no sense of accountability. But one thing I'll never trade is mess with mess. I'm protecting my peace and I act with grace. If you're going to stress me, be petty with yourself. Just they go. And at the end of the day, I just said, I leave everything to God. He sees all these things. He knows the truth. I don't have to explain myself to nobody. And God will, most importantly, George, actually left it for God. When I mean handling things by grace is not having the resentment and actually genuinely forgiving this person. I had to reflect and have a deeper perception about the fact that, you know what, I don't think she actually knows better. As harsh as that might sound, and I don't blame her, I try to think about it on a very objective landscape. Like, you know what, I wish her all the best. Genuinely meant it. I'm not a hater. I genuinely hope she finds it out. I don't think I want to be in that picture. I'd rather focus on myself than start from scratch with somebody that's not trying to pour all into something. Pick a side. Let's give a scenario to the point where my friend sent me a blog where she was crashing out. She just sent it to me. She was really crashing out. I think one of her workers did something to her and I was so lost. I'm not joking, guys. I was so lost. Why did you send me this? I was so pissed because you're expecting me to be happy that she's crashing out or she deserves it or all those hateful regards. I was like, why are you sending me this? Someone was like, what were you expecting me to do? Laugh at her? Be happy that somebody fucked her up? I will never wish that for her. Even speaking that way, I was shocked because I'm not that type of person to wish you the worst. I actually wish you the best. I would never wish you the worst. Something happens to you tomorrow, I would even still care. Like, oh my God, like, are you good? I don't wish you the worst. If anything, the best prayer, the best revenge told God is that we will meet together at the top. We'll be on the table one day, eye to eye. She would see how far I have come. Nothing like evil. Do you get what I mean? We'll be together at the top. That was my prayer point. So this is why people get it confused. They think being messy, cut for clout, trying to drag. No, handle it with grace. We'll meet at the top. To the point where all my friends knew, and I would tell them that I don't indulge in that. Start gossiping, start forming like a hate clan. I don't do that. I don't want that. Don't be the energy beside me. Like, I really dislike when girls had to do that. Me, like, that clan of girls I hate a particular person. Yes, the person was actually so wrong, but no. Can we do something better with our time? Even when the worst of the worst happened, I began to find things after on. Like, even when I posted on my story, people were messaging me saying that they know who this person is. Sounds like a similar experience. They saw Shige more. The point where I was hiring a virtual assistant, I was having a meeting with her. Just randomly asked her, what was your worst experience and what did you learn from that? And she was very open with telling me who this person was and her exact experience. And I was like, it was the same person, guys. It was the same person, but I played it cool. I acted very professional. Oh, wow, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Damn. How many people have you done dirty? The same also not paying as well, bro. Same thing. I'm not kidding. Even online, on TikTok, somebody actually spoke about how a lot of Nigerian celebrities degrade their workers, assistants, and somebody mentioned the babe in the comment section. People were like, give us the tea. And I was like, come on. Don't think you're the problem at this point then. How far, market? How far? Because everyone is saying the same thing about you. And definitely not to be the type of person to call her out and then start to look like I'm doing it for clout. She would expect that because of the type of person that she is. This is why I'm so grateful for the standard and value I have in myself. I won't send anybody. If you do not respect me, I won't send you. I see you as another human. Respect me as a human being with dignity. I respect you as a human being with dignity. When I tell you that the gap in this space is ethics, I didn't know anything about ethics till I went to my school. My school has drilled ethics in me, media ethics, professionalism, that I cannot look at anything without ethics. I cannot act without the golden rule. Golden rule being put yourself in somebody's shoes. That is the golden rule. And it's even in the Bible. If you can't take it, don't do this to someone. Treat someone the way you treat yourself. That is the gap in this space. And if you do not respect me, I don't send you. I will not kiss your ass. Most of you kiss asses. I'm not joking. Most of you will treat your friends like shit. But when you see someone at a higher status, you will give your friend the same grace. But because of this person has like better aesthetic, you give that person more grade than your guy. Come on now. What is happening? But you won't pay your friend. But that other person, you will be quick to pay them because you don't want to. Come on now. Come on now. My loves, do not let aesthetics and status blind you to reducing yourself. Do you hear me? Do not let aesthetics or state or hierarchy to blind you and reduce yourself. Most of you don't know when you start to reduce yourself. It happens to us. It happens to the best of us. Come on, I've been there. Don't reduce yourself for anybody. I'm not joking. Forget who you are for anybody. Don't. Social media is 5% of what people say they are. I feel like lately now we're seeing more intentionality and let's say a bit of authenticity. It's okay to have a private life outside social media, but I'm talking about who people say they are. And to sum it up, people are messy and you will not see it coming, but the signs will be there, my love. And the most disappointing thing is that this is babe to babe. This is girl to girl. And we'll all be chanting and screaming, be a girl's girl. And I have the right to go online, paint yourself as so high and mighty and even pay the person. And you still want here to use the person's ideas. Come on now. You could have just taken down everything I did. You didn't take anything down. My final takeaway is that I do not regret this experience. I don't. That's why it's a story to tell. It really taught me exactly the kind of creative I never want to become. It made me say to myself that, wow, if everybody's going to say that creatives and influencers are messy, I will be the creative and influencer that will prove everyone wrong, because this is actually BS. These are normal gist you hear every day until it happens to you and you're like, yo, it's real. God has a way of just rewarding you. Because guess what? I felt like I lost. I felt like I was cheated. Oh, a round of applause for God, please. A round of applause for my father, Abba. Because what happened a week after? A week after was when I got invited for Lens for Good. And if you haven't watched that vlog, what are you doing here? If it's your first time, I understand, but like, go and watch that vlog. Go and watch it. I got invited for Lens for Good, where I discovered a whole lot more about myself. Where I even gained everything I lost, I got back. Times 10. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got back. God just told me, my Lord, don't worry. That is why I need to move with God. Like when that thing happened, I just have I won't mess because all my friends, let me not call them. Oh damn, they were like, call her. All my female friends, guys, I'm not even kidding. Call her out. Put Odumodu soundtrack. Pay back my money. I was like, yo, that is too messy. That is on me. You don't have friends to ginger you. I stood my ground. I said, nah, it's on me. I'm not doing that. God rewarded me, bro. The highest fulfillment, serving people, impact. That was where I could really act out my integrity for human beings. I was teaching people who were old enough to be my mother. Like, I was so happy. You guys have no idea. You guys have no idea. Whenever I talk about Lens for Good and like that day, I just get emotional because like you have no idea the hunger, how it feels to come this far and go in a room teaching people who just want to learn what you do for love. I was so happy, and then I got a family, new friends, a whole different form of fulfillment. Because I feel like in this creative space, people think fulfillment is money, the contract, the deals. Of course, those are the opportunities. But human beings, we crave more, we want more. I'm telling you, fulfillment to me is impact. Fulfillment to me is giving back. Fulfillment to me is being a vessel. That was something I got from my friend. The moment you sense yourself being a vessel for somebody, play that role. Play that role. Telling you I learned something. It's almost like as that thing happened, God said, you know what, I'm going to reward you, and I also want you to learn key things about handling creativity as a business. One random night at Lens for Good, we're just all sitting down. I don't even know how we just started talking about creativity as a business. I was hearing knowledge I've never heard in my life about guiding your creativity right, going high and beyond with your creativity. I thought I did crazy, but I really know the craze. These people that I was talking to be are crazy when it comes to execution and creativity. They are thinking on the scale of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is crazier, but obviously they're thinking in that scale. Once they have an idea, they want to execute. If it doesn't work, okay, I'll move it to the next. That was the first time I was like, wow, I'm meeting around people who are not joking. All of us there, I canceled a deal on that spot. Some people fired, some people who were unserious. It was crazy how to guide your creativity right, how agencies really work behind the scenes. Maybe this can be a different topic later on, or a different video, because I don't want to make this video too long, because I feel like I've really touched on a lot of things. We don't talk about this enough. Reasons why most creatives may not get visas. So many aspects of creativity. That was why when I made that video, Lens for Good, I was like, my brain has been altered. I'm not playing small no more. That was just God's way of saying, I told you I have more in store for you. God. Him patting on your back and saying, I have you. That's why they say in all things, whether highs or always praise God. Whenever I see Shiggy, I'm like, you know what, God, I thank you. That's why I said my mantra is, daughter of a king, God's within me, I will not fail. And God has a plan from me to give me hope for a future, not to harm me. If something is harming you, it's not from God. Even if he harms you, he will come through. It's not from him. So I'll end this video by saying 3 things. Protect your work, protect your peace, protect your name, and protect your rights as a human being, and your creative rights, your skillful rights. Protect it. Carry it on top of your chest. Whew. Okay, I've spoken too much. To end this video, I'm super glad to be back on your screen. Yep, we're going to be having a lot of talks. Don't worry. Lots of talk, a lot of story times, a lot of discussions, a lot of system 101. I think I have some guys on this channel. Hi guys. Hi the men. Talking a lot, like I'm back. I'm sure you guys are proud of my consistency. I know, I'm proud as well. I'm not joking. This year my eyes are red. Another mantra is I dey vex. You know, I be in the gym. I be working. I'm ready. Thank you so much for watching this video. I don't think I've said this in a long time. Subscribe. If you love me, subscribe. If you love what I do, tell your friends about me that this creator. She's not really known like that, but test her, test the water. She's good. I love you. Virtual hug as we go into this journey called life, bro. I hope you've learned from my lesson. I hope you don't take these out of context. I hope you got the key message, and I can't wait to see you on my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Welcome to Jara Fam if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video.